Peggy Harper Lee with Parenting Tips, and for the next 4 in this series we're going to be talking about yelling. Often when I'm working with parents who yell and don't feel so good about themselves or the results they're getting from yelling, I ask them to take a step back and think about what is your relationship with yelling. In other words, did your parents yell at you? And if they did, are you doing that just because you don't know what else to do and it's just been a part of how parenting and family culture works? Or did you live in a home where there really wasn't any yelling and now you find yourself yelling and you're saying to yourself, how did this happen? Where did this come from? Yelling is usually simply a manifestation of frustration, and so there's lots we can do about it. But finding out what your relationship with yelling is key before you move on. And part of that is think about as a child how it made you feel when your parents yelled at you. Regardless of what they're yelling, the words they were yelling at you. Obviously there's some words that are more hurtful than others, but the tone of voice, the way that it made you feel in terms of the look on their face when they were yelling. And take a moment to write that down, because if you're yelling at your kids, there's a high likelihood that they feel that way too. And even if they weren't yellers, then try and put yourself in your kids' shoes for just a minute. Think about when you're yelling at them, what are they doing? What are they looking at? What do their faces look like? What are their bodies doing? Are they shrinking? Are they afraid? Are they even listening, do you think? So the next 3 in this series will be tips and tricks on how to change and become a non-yeller if that's what you want to do as a parent. But the first step is really, really important that you take a look at what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you think it's impacting your kids. So I'd like to encourage you to write that down, and then parts 2, 3, and 4 will work on the solutions.